Following video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers, this is the TFangy coming to you with part 3 of my review of Transformers Generations Thrilling 30 / IDW Titan Class Metroplex. So today we're going to be taking a look at Metroplex in his robot mode, and I'm really impressed with how he came out. So just something I wanted to surprise you guys with. I don't know if you've been seeing it in some of my other reviews, but a few weeks after I got Metroplex back in March, and yes, it's taken me 3 months to get around to making a review of him. A few weeks after I got Metroplex, this is the Hasbro release, mind you. It upset me that the Hasbro version of Metroplex remains the only version of Metroplex that only came with one red laser gun instead of two. The other versions that were sold as exclusives, the Takara Tomy version, the Hong Kong version, the San Diego Comic-Con version, they all came with two laser guns, so I managed to find on eBay a second laser gun to give to Metroplex, so now he has two laser guns to help him fight off against the Decepticons. The only drawback is that the second laser gun I bought did not come with the missile that you can shoot out of it, so hopefully one day I'll be able to find a spare missile for that, but regardless of that, I'm just happy to see Metroplex having two laser guns now. So the only drawback really to Metroplex that wasn't really as much fun as I think Hasbro and Takara Tomy had hoped it would have been. All the paint details on Metroplex, such as his Autobot logo right here on his chest, these yellow parts right here, and then these red stripes, and even the black stripes there on his other shoulder, on his cannon. There's a yellow laser beam right there. Metroplex has a total of 98 stickers, but then some of the numbered stickers, like one sticker was number 29, it had up to 12 individual stickers on it, which formed the caution stripes or arrows on the runways of Metroplex's battle station mode, and then another sticker, I can't remember if it was number 82 or 84, had 12 individual stickers, even though it was just one number. So Metroplex, I believe, has a total of around 130 individual stickers that you have to apply yourself to him, and I timed it. It took me 3 hours to get all the stickers on Metroplex, like those black bits right there on Metroplex's pelvis, those are stickers, and then those reddish gold ones and those black ones there on his knee pads, those are stickers as well, and then down here on the toes, those yellow caution stripes with the yellow Cybertronian writing, that's stickers as well. So it took me about 3 hours to get Metroplex all stickered up and applied. Right, so it was no fun. And getting those stickers applied, spending 3 hours getting all the stickers attached to them. As far as which sticker was the most annoying to attach, surprisingly this red wavy shaped stripe here on Metroplex's chest was the most annoying. But overall, I do enjoy how Metroplex came out. Now, moving my camera back a bit, here. Metroplex X is 2 feet tall, as we saw in part 1 of the video when I showed off his box. At the time when he was released in 2013, Hasbro and Takara Tomy boasted that Metroplex was the tallest Transformers figure ever released, and there is truth to that. At the time when he was released in 2013, no Transformers figure before had ever stood 2 feet tall, so Metroplex was a behemoth. The title of largest Transformer now belongs to the HasLab Unicron figure here, but I do enjoy how Metroplex turned out. Transformers fans who are OCD about Transformers characters' appearances have pointed out in the past that Metroplex here, like all the other Transformers figures released in the Thrilling 30 line, they were based more on the character's appearance in IDW's comic book. So for those of you wondering why Metroplex doesn't look entirely like his Generation 1 counterpart, that's because this version of Metroplex is actually based more on his appearance in IDW's comic books, which does ever so slightly differ from the original Generation 1 version. So Metroplex is very huge, and holding him up by one arm is proving very challenging for me to do. But yes, I do overall enjoy how Metroplex turned out. Here's a 360 of him in his robot mode, and he's so tall I can't put him on camera frame without holding him back far away from it. So here's some rocket booster detailing there. Those are stickers as well. He's even got some on his back of his chest, and then right there in the center of his back is a control panel that's also a sticker. The only part of Metroplex that is not a sticker that looks like it would be is the yellow H on the helipad that ends up there on the back of his arm. That's, I believe, for Metroplex's city mode. Oh yeah, that's the only part that's not a sticker. All the other little detailings that you'll see throughout Metroplex are in fact stickers. So it is a bit of a shame that Hasbro and Takara Tomy decided to use stickers for Metroplex's highlights. I honestly was hoping back in 2013 when he was released that the age of stickers being applied to act as paint detailing for Transformers figures was over. So to see Metroplex X have to use stickers on him, I felt that was a callback to Transformers Generation 1 that was unnecessary. Anyway, but apparently Hasbro and Takara Tomy thought it was enough that they decided to use stickers again in the Titans Return line, and at least three of the Titan Class Transformers figures that have been released, in addition to Metroplex, also Titans Return Fortress Maximus and Titans Return Trypticon. Oh yeah, fourth one was also Power of the Prime's Predaking. Half of the Titan Class figures that have been released each have had sticker sheets that collectors have had to apply themselves. Oh, so yeah, the bottom line is I am not a fan of stickers. Stickers, as you've probably already guessed by the tone of my voice. So as far as articulation goes, Metroplex has pretty standard articulation for Titan Class Transformers. His head can look left and right, but it can't do a 360 degrees, and that's because of his electronic lights and sounds gimmick. So if you press down on here on the cockpit of Metroplex's chest, and I don't know how you can see it, but the stickers that are used there on the chest has Optimus Prime, Ultra Magnus, Bumblebee, and RC either inside as my camera bumps up and down. So, to give you an idea of how large Metroplex is supposed to be, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and RC are in these three windows on a control panel for Metroplex, so that's how enormous he is compared to the other Autobots. But for Metroplex's electronic lights and sounds, you press down on this, and this cannon in the center of Metroplex's chest, and also the eyes on his face, light up. So
these Decepticons scatter like cowards.
So there's that's Metroplex's electronic lights and sounds, and his eyes light up, and there's a gimmick. It's kind of hard to see because the light flashes, it doesn't stay on, but there's if I turn him around, you'll see there's a little clear red lever there on the back of Metroplex's chest, and I'm sorry, I just said the word chest. I meant to say head. But if you move that little red plastic piece back and forth, Metroplex's eyeballs can actually move left and right. I don't know how you saw me do that with my own eyes, but yeah, that's why Metroplex's head can't really turn 360 degrees, because if you try to do it, you'll end up breaking that little bit there. And there have been reports of collectors trying to rotate Metroplex's head 360 degrees and breaking the plastic bits that affect that eyeball gimmick. So bottom line, unfortunately, is try and not move Metroplex's head at all, so you don't break his eyeballs and ruin that light up gimmick. So I don't know how many sound effects that Metroplex has.
Till all are one. Metroplex heeds the call of the last prime. Foolish Decepticons. Decepticon deactivation commencing. Target synchronizing initiated. Target obliterated. These Decepticons scatter like cowards, till all are one.
Alright, so those are all the electronic lights and sounds Metroplex has. I lost count of how many there are, but if you're wondering as far as which one is supposed to be a start and which one is a finish, the last one I just did, Till All Are One, is the final one. Is the final light and sound. At least that's what it was when I put the batteries in and I went through the loop of them, so that's pretty great to see. So But apart from the head, Metroplex does have decent articulation for a Titan class size Transformers figure. His arms can rotate at the shoulder 360 degrees clockwise and counterclockwise. And all of the joints on Metroplex are ratchet joints. There's no swivel joints on Metroplex except for his neck joint, but it does only go so far due to that rotating eyeball gimmick. And I apologize for not showing it off, but it's difficult for me to keep Metroplex in the air and do that gimmick at the same time. But yeah, his arms, he has ratchet joints in the bicep, ratchet joints at the elbows, as you can hear them click around, ratchet joints at the shoulder. He has a ratchet jointed waist, which he does have to actually use when he transforms from battle station mode to city mode. He does have to rotate the upper and lower half of his body to transform between those two modes. His arms can also go outward at the shoulder on a ratchet joint. He's got ratchet jointed hips. His legs can go forward and backwards 360 degrees. But one thing you'll notice about Metroplex right here, all the ratchet joints on him are very loose and floppy. That's true with Titan's Return Fortress Maximus, his mold mate. So if you try and get Metroplex into an action pose, just be aware that he could fall over because the ratchet joints are a little weak, especially in his hips and his knees. When I was having to apply Metroplex's stickers to him, his legs were a floppity mess and they kept wanting to go all out. And because he has almost full range of motion, the ratchet joints can go at any moment, so be very careful when you're posing Metroplex. So he does have a ratchet joint in the thigh, ratchet jointed knees. He doesn't have ankle tilts due to how his robot mode feet transform into platforms for both his battle station mode and his city mode. And even the laser gun doesn't hold too securely in his hand, as you just saw. Also, Metroplex X can either have his cannon up here on his shoulder, or he can hold onto it in one of his hands. And one thing to note is that when you buy Metroplex for the first time, Hasbro and Takara Tomy repeated this with Titan's Return Fortress Maximus. This arm right here comes in the box detached from Metroplex, so you do have to push it in there to get Metroplex fully assembled when you buy him for the first time. And one thing I will say about Metroplex is that his fingers do have individual movement at the base, but there's no ace at his knuckles, and the thumb can rotate up and down. And so if you wanted to, you can clench his hand into a fist if you want, but that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much Metroplex's robot mode in a nutshell. As far as other gimmicks, this is also can be used on city mode as well, but there's a battle station platform right here, and so what you do with this is you can take a Scamper, but it works on most other Legends class Transformers figures as well. You can have Scamper sitting here and using this gun platform on Metroplex, but again, this is more for when Metroplex is transformed into his city mode. And for a special size comparison, again, here is Metroplex next to his partner Scamper. As you can see, Scamper is tiny compared to Metroplex. And for some other size comparisons, here he is next to his other partners. Here he is next to Six Gun. So yeah, Metroplex is a giant compared to most other Transformers action figures. And here's his other partner, Kingdom Slammer. So yeah, Metroplex truly is a Transformer of titanic proportions. And I can honestly see why Transformers figures this size have been called Titans. So yes, Titan Class Transformers started off with Generations Metroplex here, and they are all pretty unique and amazing in their own right. So in the next part of I'm trying to decide which of Metroplex's alt modes I'll look at next. If it's going to be the city mode or the battle station mode. But this has been part 3 of my review of Transformers Generations Titan Class Metroplex, where he's transformed into his robot mode. And I do really enjoy this figure of Metroplex, so stay tuned for the next part in which we look at the first of Metroplex's 2 alt modes. And thank you guys all so much once again. And this has been the TFN Geek, and until next time, you guys, stay safe, stay healthy. Healthy, look out for the next part of the review. And until next time, you guys, transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.